Alrighty, I have some alcohol gel on my hands because my fingers are going to be all in your face today. Okay, I have some army painting that I would like to try on you. Let's see, I have this Woodland BCB Camouflage Face Cream Non-Irritant 3-color compact, formulated to disrupt infrared signature. Remove, use warm soapy water, water and sweat resistant, use under adult supervision, external use only. Preferably. So, oh, this comes even with a little mirror. Very nice in the field. So basically we have those little basic nature colors. They smell as you would expect. Yeah, smell like earthy face paint, almost very fiercely ready for war type thing. And then we have also BCB two-tone camouflage cream. The green is a little brighter. Also smells as you would expect, and you just push it out like that. Let's see, and then we've got some more sticks. This is going to be the green stick. Then we have a black stick, and this looks red but it is brown. And I think this is the same shade as in the little palette. So with your face we need to perfect the army makeup in a way that it looks as if you just smashed it on. You get my vibe, right? Okay. And the purpose of today is also just going to experiment a bit with those shades, see which are easiest to work with. So, I was thinking the sticks. I was thinking of just slapping those on there, and I'm presuming they're going to mix together either way. So let's start with like some tiger stripes, like wonky stripes, and then I've got some tools so we can just spread those out, okay? Okay, so this comes on a bit wonky, not like in full straight lines, but maybe that's a good thing. Let's see here. I need to press it like this, right? I see. And I'm just going to twist a bit so that those shades like get in with each other. Keep here pressing it, otherwise it goes back in. Okay. We'll need to see how those blend. I'm not fully convinced on this one. Not fully convinced. I want to try this brown shade. Just going to give you... Oh, that is way lighter than I thought. Just going to really get that on there. It is very light. If you have a darker skin tone, you can use it as concealer. Or even a highlighter if you've got a very dark skin. This is very light. I could be using this as... use this as contouring if I want it. We'll see how these blend too. I'm hoping they are not too sheer. You know what? I'm going to go in with this. I'm kind of hoping that it is a little more pigmented, a bit darker, you know, with the shades. I'm just wondering, am I going to use this brush? Is it? No. I am going to go in with a spatula. Oh, this is quite dense. Quite dense. I'm just going to pop this next to it. Oh wow, this is way darker. Oh, this is way darker. Nice. This is a very dark shade. Oof, this is incredibly pigmented. That little piece that I grabbed is enough to cover your whole face, I think. The black from the first stick that we used, that black, as it's not pitch black, it is more of a brownish black, and it's actually coming pretty close to this brown, but on you that brown is actually darker than it is here in the tub. So let's see what's some here, see how that blends with some of that black. Here too. Right. Good. Which makes me quite curious to test this green too. If you hear my belly making sounds, I just chugged almost half a litre of water. I'm quite thirsty today, so my body is coping. Let's do this green. Let's see. This is so dense. I probably grabbed way too much again, but let's see your chin. So this green. So this green is less saturated than the stick. And comes across as more natural in a leafy environment, you know? Unless you're going for spring, but even then I think it will just stand out too much. Okay, let's do a bit here. Awesome. Going to grab a little bit more. Okay, so because it is so dense, you really need to like it on your skin. But I think that this is a colour that could cover a big chunk of your face, and it would be like a good quality situation, which makes me curious for this stick. this color, so let's try it next to this green. Oh gosh, these sticks really are worthless. Okay, so this is like a spring onion green. It is incredibly sheer. Is it buildable? It is a little bit buildable, but barely. Right, so this is very sheer. I think this is usable as like accent colours left and right, but let me put it this way, these just don't spark joy for me. Not at all. I'd like to add the blacks last, but with the quality of these, I want to see how this black is doing. So, yeah, that is not even black. It is like a very dark, it looks pitch black, but like pitch black. It's dark brown. It's not even as brown as the tub, as the little palette one. Let's see, is this one buildable? Gets a little bit darker to a darker brown, but let me show you. So this was the brown from the market type thing, and this is the black one. It's not it, is it? Let me show you what the green one looks like. So we've got like a almost pine green. Okay, let me just swatch it. Spring onion green. Popping that back. Let me see if any of this sort of blends, and then I'm going to go in with some more and add a little bit more, because now we've got like, I would say 60% of your face covered. So okay, so it is quite sticky and it really lays cakey on top of the skin, but the blending is immaculate. I am like pressing and slightly swiping, pressing and slightly swiping, just to like press it in the skin, and because it is such a stiffer product. Okay. The sticks completely, they get completely covered by the palette, so those are worthless. And I added too much of the brown of the palette, and it is kind of overtaking the green hues. And the green is so saturated that it is quite dark. With the pigment that with this pigment the bit that I applied, I can easily cover your whole face, ears, neck and hands. It is also just blending a little too easy, so I'm going to have to go in with, I would say, a little more green. But let's just first continue blending this. Now, we are currently taking our time for this. Now you have like a very nice mixed dark brown, dark green sort of situation going on. Let's see if there's a lot of product still on the brush. Okay, so basically your face is looking like this bit. I think I am going to remove some of the paint in a few areas so that I can add a little bit more like fresher green. Okay, even with a wipe, it comes off very easily. That's great. Okay, a little bit more green here. I would just like to have some more green here. Like, you will probably be able to get off most of the product with just plain wipe, piece of cotton rag, anything. If you keep on rubbing hard enough, everything will come off, but I would advise indeed to go in with some soapy water. I like to have your chin a bit more too. Straighten a bit this. More green. I'm actually thinking, should I go in with my fingers? Because in a wall situation, you will be needing your fingers to get in there, so. Oh, it's dense. It's like, it feels like clay. It feels like clay. Oh, but with fingers this is delightful. Yes, delightful. It just melts a bit better on the finger. It's very sticky. Okay, but if you like start and tap a little bit, I do notice that you are lifting the paint next to the patch you are trying to blend it with, so you've got a little bit of skin showing through again. Yeah. And but it is so pigmented you can just swipe it and wipe it on your face. It just covers the whole thing. Do these have these in lighter skin tone shades? Because I would love it as concealer. Okay. Let's see. I kind of want to try, maybe not like the lightest stick we weren't too happy about. I wasn't too happy about. Maybe this stick, you know, with my green. After all, just grab this. Yeah, see, so you push it out underneath, and then it doesn't take much pressure to come off. So this green is a little bit lighter. Okay, yeah, this is great for accents, but you kind of need quite a lot for this. So to hold my thumb underneath so it just doesn't collapse. Okay, does it blend? Kind of lifts the other product. This is easy to use a bit, as you can, like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I think you can even use this like a bit with some texture to... Okay, hear me out. If you were to grab fresh spring leaves from a tree, you blend it in the blender, you have like some little fruity grinded pieces of leaf. That is what this looks like if you really build it up on your fingers and then just... just really need to get in there. But it does give some texture, which I think is great for camouflage now. When you're out in the woods hiding from soldiers, from the enemy. Let's see, is the other green. This one. Is it also buildable? Let's see. You can feel there's less product coming off of this. Nope, it just lifts off the other product. Worthless, absolutely worthless. Absolutely worthless. Okay, but hear me out. I am just going to go in with a Q-tip. I'm just going to remove a few areas, okay, and then build them up as well. I want to see what the black of the palette does, because we have not tested that one yet, okay? Let's see, maybe this can get some more darkness. Maybe not darkness, but like shadows. Okay. And just maybe there as well. Just here a bit more too. We already have like a slightly darker area, but just like a little bit of an accent. Okay. And maybe we can just do like high up near your hairline. Just there, right next to the green we've just done. That's back. Okay. Let's see, we have green on this side, we have got brown on that side. I don't really feel like mixing, so let's just turn this around. Okay, the black is very mushy. I am just going to grab and put some on this spatula. Grab my finger. Yeah, this is awesome. It is not very much texturized, but it is buildable and it doesn't lift the other colours around. And here it actually sort of blends quite nicely with these surroundings. Good. It really looks like a great shadow. By wiping even then the pigment is flabbergasting. Just here where I used green but it lifted, just cover that up with some of the black. So the only thing, I don't really think it really matters, but the only thing is that your fingerprints are in this. But again, I don't really think that matters. But okay. Put this here. Grab this. Just look how pigmented that is. That's a leftover on my finger. Can you even see my hand? Okay, and let me just blend it out and just try to see what the brush does. Okay, so depending on your surroundings, I can advise a brush. The blending is really next level. It just gets rid of the fingerprint texture. Just for this one, just because you can like texturize it a bit, that I wouldn't do with a brush. maybe we can like see what it does when we go over it. Okay, good news. The texture actually kind of stays when you just pat on top of this. But I would do the initial application with your fingers. Just remove the excess and just... because also the brush just doesn't pick up this very well. But let's just see. It picks up a little bit of the texture, but nothing coming close to the finger application. If you need it to be a little bit more sheer and you need some of the skin tone coming just through so it doesn't get like too dark, I would do the application with a brush for the colours in general, because with the brush you can make it quite sheer. I feel like you can make it more sheer than with a finger application only. If you need extremely sheer on your makeup, you could go for these tubs, but then it's very sheer, so you would still see your face, as with whatever we have put on from this as accent, just the green. Not that big of a fan of the black, but the green. In combination with that palette, you're golden. I suppose if you have a very dark skin, you could go with the sheerer colours, as you would just have more colouring and toning in your face. I think that the palette and the good stick with the green texture might be too dark if you already have a dark skin tone, and maybe then you could use some like coloured highlights, and maybe then you could use this stick, since it's literally, it doesn't show sheer on my skin, but it is quite light as opposed to the other colours we've swatched and tested today. This one probably does smell the nicest, like a Vaseline-y sort of smell. But other than that, I would definitely go for this palette. This is by far my favourite palette that we tested today. Okay, let me just blend it out a little bit more, but other than that, we are golden. So if you want to get this off, you can do it yourself.